Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk for Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Hey everybody, welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise, Hillbilly, Hellwheeler, kjcowboydan. Welcome everybody.
Good morning.
Mic drop, mic drop. We got a full house here, a fun crowd here, people. We got Hillbilly and his scraggly beard. Yeah. There's actually a family documentary about Hillbilly out there. Like his whole family just done a documentary. You can find it. It's called Fraggle Rock. Like seriously, go watch it. You might enjoy his family's documentary about how he came to be, where they lived, about his culture, everything. Yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome. It's a wonderful day, and we got a topic. It's a little bit, I think, a little bit saucy, a little bit rough. Hey. Let's see what we got in chat. We got a TCG dude. Oh no! What happened? Are we late?
Give me a sleeve.
Give me a sleeve. That's right. We got Lone Wolf. We got Kovacs Corner with a woot.
Kovacs.
What's up?
Hey, Kovacs.
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah. Say what? He said Kovacs. We're gonna have to get Kovacs on the show one time. Get him to hang out with us and talk about stuff.
I want Kovacs to come on the show. When Kovacs comes on the show, I want to have a jingle.
Your microphone sounds like it's boiling or something, like you're talking through bubbles. Like that.
Well, I can't fix it, as we communicated before the show already about the situation. I do apologize.
Happened, yeah.
I do apologize. I cannot fix it. We talked about it before the show. If my mic's audio is bad, I do apologize. And there is one way to get that fixed. Is people can go to my ko-fi.com/kjcowboydan, and they can donate to helping me get new gear to be able to use my good microphone. My boom arm does not work with my new microphone, so I'm using a crappy Blue Yeti microphone, and the audio is horrible, and I do apologize.
All right. So basically what he said, if you want to help him get past his mic issue, go to the Ko-Fi, put your link in the chat for people to find it, and support him there so you can get a better mic and better boom arm. He's going through a lot of things and needs help, so help him out. All right. There's a random Pokemon. Woo. So today, everybody, we have a topic that I want to bring up because as I've been playing more Commander, I've been building more aggressively in some of my decks and testing some of my decks in different elements of Commander, because somehow we've come from World of Standard and Modern and Legacy of competitive natures, and somehow going from that to Commander, Commander became like this supposedly friendly version of Magic where winning's like half the battle. And I'm like, that sounds weird. Winning's half the battle, but like people don't really want to win. They just want to have a good time until someone wins. I'm like, where is the competitive nature in some of these games? We have to have this, and it's been lacking.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Like I even got a monologue for this. Maybe I should read the monologue. So the monologue says, yeah. Magic the Gathering has become one of the biggest card games in the world. It was the first TCG and won't be the last. The Commander format, a 99 singleton card format, with your 100th card being your commander, hence the name Commander, is the format that saved MTG from the country lockdown era, like COVID. Website called Spell Table was a major contributor to MTG's success, not the companies, to keep Magic alive, even though Hasbro ended up buying out Spell Table. But the game itself was saved from vanishing. Commander rolled in off the backs of standard and modern formats, which people loved, very competitive formats. Commander also brought in a lot of new players, and as we know it, a game like Commander is meant to be won, right? It's meant to be won. It's not meant to be diddle-daddle with. You're actually supposed to win in these games. And sometimes and somewhere down the road of Commander growing, the competitive nature of the game got watered down, like a fair game of Magic to MTG Hasbro should do or should know, right? Like somehow the idea of fair Magic, the idea of being fair Magic is playing nice. When I think of in a game of fair Magic is when Hillbilly drops my life total half down because of card. No, I'm not even joking. Like it was completely fair, right? Followed the rules, did what the rules did. It was fair in Magic.
Yep.
I did 80 damage to Hillbilly. It was fair Magic because the rules allowed it. Right?
Right.
You know, I didn't break any rules. That's what I'm saying. And he didn't break any rules by dropping my life total down to death levels.
I wouldn't do a thing like that.
Right. Winning is the point of most games that you play. Almost all games care about winning. There are very few exceptions where the game's actually meant to be played just to be played. And people are preaching sometimes nowadays about play for fun. Winning is just a consequence of the game, basically, which I disagree with. I think if you like when you build a deck, you put in with some win conditions, so you have a condition to win. Your purpose is to get there, and to try to stay in the game to win with your win condition. Right. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a cutthroat player, but I am saying you should have the intention of winning when playing the game by making choices that show other players that are good and in your goals to win. Let's dig into this. All right, that was my monologue, everybody. Long monologue. Excuse my monologue-ishness. I need a drink of coffee. Hit that Ko-Fi link in the chat below, everybody. Check it out.
Well, one thing about this is, this is about not only Commander, it's about all of the game because, that's what you try to do in Standard. You try to make a deck to win.
Right.
And that's basically what the game is, who is the better deck builder and better player.
Oh, yeah. And look, CDH players, they know what's up when it comes to wanting to win. They pay to win, right?
Yep.
And I don't mean they pay to win the game. They spend the money on the expensive cards. They proxy the cards that they want, to make a cutthroat experience to win. That's what separates CDH from regular Commander. Right. Commander is still meant to be won, but it's not CDH where they're trying to win by turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. Exactly.
Exactly.
Like CEDH doesn't care about land destruction, yo. CEDH doesn't care about land destruction, but Commander players do. You know, it's like I'm trying. Like I don't know if you noticed this, but even in our play group, I've been introducing a little bit of land destruction here and there, a little bit of salty moves here and there to get people more adjusted to the fairness of what is actually fair in the game of Magic. Like I don't know if you know this, but I actually cut down a couple board wipes in a couple of my decks. Right, I cut down and put in some more saltiness here, or I did a little bit of extra because I'm trying to get people to understand what's fair in the game of Magic. And like, for example, in our play group, when we get new players to the game of our group on Spell Table, some people come in because they know they can pub stomp us because we like to play quote unquote fair Magic when they're actually playing fair Magic because they're playing Magic the way to win, and we get our butts handed to us because we're not prepared for it. And I've been trying to get people in the mindset in our play group to go that direction. And Lone Wolf has been pretty good because he plays Magic fair and plays it good, and he plays combos and that will put you in place if you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah,
You know?
just like that dang on shuffle deck he played on. Oh my God, I know it's insane, but it was fun. It was
right.
Fun. It was insane. It was an insane deck.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, but we need to get people accustomed to actually playing cards to win, but also playing following the rules to do cards. Like I played a game of Magic that was completely fair. Mm-hmm. But what was unfair is I took advantage of a spot where I knocked a player out of the game, like turn 4, right?
Yeah.
But I even told the dude I'd never done this before, so I'm doing it because I want to. And I literally thought his life total was going to drop to 1 and not 0, but I knocked this guy out of the game. I felt bad. It was fair Magic. You know, like it followed in the brackets of the rule system, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you did that, I didn't even realize that they were gone. I'm like, looked up, I'm like, dang.
Yeah, that's right.
Where'd they go?
As much as I want to win, trust me, I'm trying to in Commander. It's more about having fun to me. Right.
Yep.
Having fun doesn't mean you can't go to the winning strategy or try to win, right? Having fun is the consequence of playing the game. And people like take the word consequence and like, oh, consequence is a bad thing. But consequence is just a word that says it's like an effect of something happening, right? Like if I were to call my wife a bad name, the consequence is I'd be slapped really hard, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if I give my wife a foot rubs, the consequence would I'd be given a compliment. You know, I'd be told thank you or something. You know, consequences or something like that. So if you're playing Magic and you're playing Magic to have fun, and you're playing Magic to win, then playing Magic to play, like you don't have to play in a competitive spirit, but to play your deck to the maximum way it can be played by playing the deck to go to your win condition. The consequence can be to have fun because you're playing the deck the way it's supposed to. Because, you know, you got removal spells for other people's stuff. You got board wipes for this. You got creatures that just do fun things. You got interactions. You know, sometimes it's the spirit of the game. And that's why we build our decks the way we build our decks. Like you build your deck differently than I build my decks, right? We build our decks in the ways we love to enjoy the games, you know.
Right.
Yeah. TCG dude says the problem with proposing fair is that fair is subjective. You know what's not subjective? Playing by the rules. All right, take this. Like people don't play land destruction in Commander because they don't like how salty it makes. But there's nothing in the rules saying you can't play land destruction. So in a game, if someone even plays lightly land destruction, they're still playing fair by the rules.
Yep.
You know, like if we're in a game and I cast not Armageddon. Armageddon destroys all lands, but I'm trying to think of a card name.
We get one creature. I can't think of the name of it, but it can destroy a land. I know that's what you're talking about.
If someone played Obliterate in a game of Magic, which has like something stuck to the top of it, Obliterate, which destroys all creatures, artifacts, and lands, that's a fair card.
Yeah, it's fair, but oh man.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you'll like it, but it's fair. It's in the rules that they can do it. Time Capsule, what's up? What's up? Time Capsule. Welcome to the show. Yeah. They will traverse the time and space. The multiverse is now in harmony because Time Capsule has rested the universe in his fate. But yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, fair magic. Like, fair is following by the rules, right? Like when you grow up, right, you learn what's fair, you learn what's not fair. And trust me, what's not fair is reality sometimes, but what's fair is you learn from reality. And that's a subject that can go way deeper. You know, if I show up and you don't sing my name, I'm going to feel left out. That's right. That's funny.
I mean, everybody wants to play the game.
Right.
And with CEDH, for example, people still want to play the game, but that's with any of the formats of some Magic. But if there is multiple removal or land destruction,
right,
it's not fun for the other player.
Right. Well, yeah. Right. But like what I'm saying is like there's like, even though it's not fun for me to blow up your land, like it's not salty. It is fair within the rules to do so because they made the cards. Now understand. There is a ominous little thing called talk to your play group, right? There's like unwritten rules of Magic. Unwritten rules mean like land destruction. People don't like playing it, so people just don't play it because people don't like their lands destroyed, you know. But like they constantly make things that destroy land. You see, they're not saying you have to go overboard with destroying land. They're saying it's okay to destroy land. If you have a land that's putting +1 counters all of your creatures, you can destroy that land. People will understand. You know, you have a command land that's unblockable and it's hard to deal with. You can destroy that land. No one's gonna do it. Like there's little certain things you can learn about playing a certain kind of land destruction. You know, people just don't want you to fling cards left and right to destroy all their lands. But still, if someone built a deck that was all about land destruction, it is still fair in the rules of Magic.
Yep.
Now, is it fair in the eyes of the people playing? Probably not, because you're stopping them from having a good time. That is the key thing, is people want to have a good time playing Magic, but somewhere in the mix, winning has been pushed to the side.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's what I don't understand. Like, I can have a good time trying to win, even if I'm losing. You know, if I'm trying to win, you know, I'm having fun, even if I'm losing. Like, it's possible to lose and have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's harder to lose and have a bad game if you're not enjoying yourself, right?
Right.
If you don't enjoy yourself. Like, you want to try to enjoy yourself. Now, I think that's where the saltiness level comes in, where people are like trying to figure out what's going on in life. Like, for example, if land destruction was a deck that someone played and made it salty, made them discard all their hands, like Tegrid, the God of Salt, we call her, where whenever you discard a card, she steals your stuff. You know, there are certain things that are fair in Magic, but not fair in gameplay, which is a different thing, because gameplay, you know, if someone's stealing your stuff left and right, you know, it's so good.
All right, so hold on a second. See, I'm of the breed that if you're going to play a game where there is a result of a winner and a loser, right, and the rules state such and such and such and such, and you have to have such and such and such and such, and even if and based off of the way I understand it, is there are people who have like OP decks, and they still lose to starter decks. All right. So now pull this aside, right? Pull this aside. I go and make an OP deck, and I play the game because let's say I know how to play the game appropriately, and I know how to play the game where I could wipe you out, and make a 15-minute game turn into a 2-minute game,
right?
And it might be salty. All right, it might not be fair to you as far as you're concerned, but it is absolutely fair to you. If I am in a game to win or lose, win, lose, or draw, and you lose, you're the salty one. If you think it's unfair. First of all, if I'm playing to the rules of the game,
right,
it doesn't matter how hard I kick butt at that game or how hard you kick butt at the game, there will always be a winner or loser. And the person who loses, you're going to lose no matter what if you're the loser of the game. There is a winner and a loser. So it doesn't matter what your feelings are. You're going to still be upset that you lost in the first place.
Right.
Especially if you have a ranking system that says where you're at.
And one of the things I think a lot of people need to develop in the game of Magic nowadays, and this is not an insult towards anybody, but I think some people need to develop the ability to get over the emotions, because some people do get salty in the game of Magic, even though the game's fair. They followed the rules, played the game like Tegra got assault. Some people like to carry on emotion and be like, I'll never play with that guy again, or I hate this card for the rest of my life. And usually there's an answer out there for cards. Sometimes you just got to go through a little butt kicking to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have a hard time getting past these emotions. And I think some people need to get a little salted. They need to run a couple of those board wipes. They need to run a couple of those land destruction cards in their deck. They need to run a couple of those things to start getting the flavor of actually being a little more competitive in nature, but also get over the existential fear of being emotional and get past it. Because sometimes that's a part of growing, is walking through those emotions, getting used to those emotions, growing up, becoming, well, I can't say a man because not everybody's a man, but becoming an adult with your emotions, basically. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Teacher dude, it's Dan. What's up? Oh, yeah, no, they're talking about that. Yeah, for sure. But I understand.
Yeah, Time was wondering. That's all.
Yeah, I understand. Like, he's having mic issues. So check out his Ko-Fi link if you want to help him get a new mic. He's trying to help himself out. Yeah. Oh, he just popped out. Maybe he's trying to figure something out. So, like, we're trying to get from point A to point B nowadays, right? And we're trying to get into the mode of where people are playing fair Magic, and we want people to play fair Magic. Am I on the right screen? Yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's all fair, but the bracket system does work.
Yeah.
But there's also some decks more powerful than other decks. There's days that powerful deck does not work, and there's days that it does.
Oh, yeah. Well, the bracket system still to this day does not account removal spells, board wipes, and synergies.
Right.
Like, I thought about making a video, like a short, like I did last time, of asking about power levels and board wipes. So like I think a deck with 5 board wipes should be a bracket 3, and a deck with 7 or more board wipes should be a level 4, bracket 4. And that's not changing the power level of the deck. I just think they need to start putting a number to these things, because if you're running 5 removal spells in your deck, you're running a bracket 2. But if you're running 6 or 7, you're running bracket 3. If you're running 8 or 9, you're running bracket 4 or more.
Yep.
So I think they need to start finding ways to tie in to let people know where the deck is, because like a deck with like a bracket 2 deck with enough removal of enough board wipes, enough protection, and without the game changers can still be a powerful deck, and it's not listed as a powerful deck.
Yep.
I
mean, the bracket is still They still need to work on it. They are. I have to admit though, this last time they worked on it, they did good.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not dogging on the bracket system.
Right.
They just could definitely use a little bit more tweaking,
Exactly.
Because like in the bracket system, they do tie LD into the system. Like they tell you what brackets don't run in land destruction, but which ones do, right? Then like they could do one that says like the board wipes. If they run like 5 or more board wipes, if they run 3 to 5 board wipes, it's bracket 2 to 3. If they run 7 board wipes or more, that's bracket 4.
Right.
Same with removal. If you're running 5 to 6 removal spells, it's bracket 2 or 3. And if you're running 7 or more board wipes, it's bracket 4. They could do something like that. They're like bracket up. Help people understand. And synergies. How many draw spells are in your deck? How many concurrent draws? Those are tough to get into, but those are things to think about.
Yep.
Those are things we cannot perfect on a piece of paper for a bracketing system, but certain card types we can.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they do need. That might be what they're going to do next. Is consider the removal. I mean, we don't know what they're doing to the bracket system.
Right.
All we know is they're still working on it. And no telling when they'll have that bracket system to 100%.
Right.
And that is going to be. And I see what they're doing with it. I like what they're doing with it. However, it's not there just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it'll be there soon, but we don't know when they're going to do it.
But remember, I remember when we were going to play a game of Magic a couple weeks ago, and you're telling this friend of ours that I play like 10 board wipes, 7 board wipes. He's like, I think 10's too much. I think 5's about the right amount. Well, there's nothing in the rules saying I can't play 10 board wipes. There's nothing that's saying I can't play 12 board wipes. I have enough board wipes. I think I have enough board wipes to push my deck into a bracket of like 3 or 4. I think there should be a number on the bracket system saying how many board wipes push you in the system. Even if your deck sucks, this amount of board wipes pushes you into a bracket 3 or a bracket 4. Yep. Even if your deck is not bracket 3 or bracket 4, I think they need to do that as well, like they do with land destruction. Because board wipes can change a game, Yep.
I wonder if I made a commander deck that was nothing but removal and board wipes. I wonder what bracket that would go in.
Right. Well, think about this. I'm no engineer, but that sounds logical. Thank you. Yeah. Unless you're talking about this. Hitting the tech is different, valid method. Might be even hitting a few times too. To work. All right. So yeah. Anyways. So yeah, like I think they need to perfect the bracket system a little bit more. I want to see them unban stuff. I want to see them tweak stuff around, but I want to see them start focusing on the levels. What makes levels, right? Because there is a competitive nature in Magic. And bracket systems are kind of there to say, how competitive are you playing? Are you playing for fun? Core 2. You're playing with fun with a purpose to win. Here's bracket 3. If you're playing a game for fun and win at the same time, there's bracket 4. If you're going for CEDH, there's bracket 5. And yes, I think that's important. People understand that because I think people need to get a little more.
Right.
Let me get new gear. Please donate to the Ko-Fi. KJ is right. Check it out.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much that is in Magic. I mean, that changes the game. Like, for example, this morning on arena game, all I was going up against was removal after removal. I mean, that's all the decks. Of course.
Right.
With the decks that's out in standard right now on arena,
right?
You got to remove. You got to play a bunch of removal,
right?
And because there's some decks out there that are real strong in standard.
Real strong, indeed. Indeed. Yeah, bad manners. Oh, so bad manners. Why I got you here. Is it fair to play competitive in your games? Do you feel like when you play games, I know you don't play Magic, but you've heard of Magic and stuff, bad manners. But from your experience, when you play Marvel Rivals and stuff like that, do you play this for fun or do you play with intent to win? I'd love to know. I think the answer is the intent to win. That seems like the logical answer, but you know, right now he's like for a while he's been learning how to play Magneto. And I watch him play Magneto. Like, Bad Manners is a fun streamer to watch. All right. Not to chill Bad Manners right now, but he's a fun streamer to watch. And when he's learning Magneto, learning different characters, it's always fun to watch him learn. He's got to play. He's got to play to win, but you know, you got to get to the hoops of learning his character to win. You know,
Right.
oh yeah, check it out.
Can you guys hear me? Is it
you're way
working better now?
You're way
All right,
better.
so I had to
There
grab
we
my,
go.
okay, so now you guys misunderstood. Okay, it is
You
not my
smacked
mic
the
that's having
mic, right?
issue. Can you hear me? Check.
Yeah.
Okay, it is
Smack
not
right.
it is not the mic that is having issues. My microphone boom arm, the springy thing that holds the microphone up to my face,
Yeah.
has gotten all effed up. It's dead. So I need a new arm. So I got my lighter microphone. I got this plastic little Blue Yeti microphone, and it's very horrible. I can't use my good microphone on the boom arm. I am legitimately holding my microphone in my hand in order to keep it up to my face. And this Blue Yeti microphone, instead of the little knobbies that most Blue Yetis have, I have the touchscreen one. And that little knobby, because I have to hold it to keep it up to my face, because the thing, it keeps on muting itself out on its own. That's why I got rid of the Blue Yeti, because it mutes itself automatically. But my Shure SM7, which I use for my regular audio, is too heavy for the mic stand.
Oh.
All right. So I had to grab my crappy microphone in order to be able to communicate with everybody, because my mic stand keeps on needing Viagra. And so like I need to get a new mic stand. A new mic stand is going to cost me, for something that's going to hold this heavy Shure, is going to cost me roughly about $60 minimum.
All right.
I don't have that kind of money, so I'm using a crappy microphone right now. I'm using my secondary microphone.
It sounds really good, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
All right, we're Bad Manners answering my questions. Funnily enough, I had a conversation about this on stream. I like to try my hardest, but the average dad who wants to get online and just relax doesn't have any space for that anymore. Quick play is very sweaty these days in every game, no doubt. Like, do people get online to make sure their opponent has fun? But what about when you're the one getting slammed? It's hard to find balance in the game, sadly. No, good idea.
It is hard to find balance, but I believe like when it comes out there, it's like, yeah, there is a certain point of, well, I'm just playing to have fun. You know, I do that quite a bit, considering I am a very horrible PC gamer. I don't play games. I'm not a gamer. So when it comes out, I'm pretty much going in to learn the game. I'm not going in to play the game. And people are like, well, if you're not going to play the game, why you bother playing it? Well, it's content. Why are you playing it on stream? Well, I'm playing games because it's content. You guys want me to play games. People like watching me get frustrated because I curse and I yell names and I make up bad words. And I even use a lot of legitimate bad words. Probably one of the reasons why I probably will never get monetized on YouTube. I mean, on top of it, I don't have a following on YouTube. But based off of their thing. But you sit there and you play a game, right? And bear with me, I know my mic is horrible today. You play a game, but if you're going out and to play a game without having the intention to win,
right,
and there is a defined winner or loser, you are playing it wrong. And that is based off the style of the game. I am making in a very harsh opinion. It is a very harsh opinion, and I do know a lot of people have been telling me I've been harsh to the community. I do apologize if I hurt people's feelings, but you are playing it wrong. If the whole point of the game is definitive loser or winner, unless there's a draw feature, and then okay, then you're playing it for fun. Let's see how many people go to play a game for a draw. Let's see how many people go to play a game to find out that the draw is actually the way to finish the game.
Right.
Win, lose, or draw. Most games do not have a draw. They have a winner and a loser. If you think somebody's just playing a game too hard on somebody, maybe you're in a wrong bracket.
Right.
Maybe you're in a wrong league. Maybe you need to sit down and call your rule zero and change the rules of the game. And in a lot of people's opinions, the rule zero is a form of cheating. So, well, I call it rule zero.
Right.
You know, so and then from there, are we playing a fair game if you win or lose? Yes, you are. Absolutely. Is it fair that you won? Well, did you play the game appropriately?
Right.
And you won? Oh, right on. Did you cheat when you won?
Right.
Did you cheat when you won? Then you're playing the game inappropriately. And no, that's not fair.
I mean, like it's the same idea as like when you go into a game and you rig the settings. Like in some games you can change the settings from hard to easy. You know, it's when you get to do that with a physical card game or a physical game, it is kind of rigging the system to play differently. You're making the game easier so you can win easier, or so on and so forth.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going to rig the game so you can win easier, and you're going to call your rule zeros, for all you rule zero chads out there, I won't play with you. If you're the same guy who goes out there and says, okay, we're going to put every time you pass go, instead of putting that $200 in your pocket, which is the rules, we're going to put it in the center for the free parking area and let whoever lands on free parking collect that whole pot. I'm not going to play with you because you're rule zeroing that shit so that way you can win. Get out of here. Come on.
Right. And look, like what I want to stress is like some people need to get over the fact that land destruction is a thing. There's other real things that are good. Now, for those who don't know why land destruction is salty, is because you need lands to play your spells, right? And land destruction makes it harder to play some of your bigger, more powerful spells. You know, people gotta prepare for that, and they gotta get in that mindset that that's a possibility, you know. And I think that's one thing that people need to get used to is not land destruction in general, but like getting past the fact that it can happen, because not everybody's gonna play land destruction and just land destruct you, but it's a possibility. It's a necessity in the game. Like I said earlier, there's lands that need to be destroyed because they make a game too powerful for certain decks, certain themes.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Throw out the board wipes. We want to see more board wipes. Let's see more board wipes. Absolutely.
You know, because because honestly, I think people need to get past their saltiness, like their own feelings, and grow up from that and become adults about things. You know, like I know not every kid is going to become an adult when they're playing the game, but you know how it is. If you accidentally fall down and scrape your elbow, it's going to hurt for a bit, but eventually it'll heal up. And that's the same thing with emotions and feelings. You know,
Yep.
You got to get there. And I'm not telling you to go out there to be bruising people's egos and hurt them on purpose. But like, you know, when it comes to a game, sometimes you need to get a little scruffed up with the game mechanics and get over it and heal from it.
One of my favorite quotes is, what do we do when we fall down?
Mm-hmm.
We get back up. So
Right.
if you lose, get back up, play again, get better at your game, get better at what you're doing. This is gaming is not a game. Gaming is instructional way to learn how to live life. Now, when you go outside, you go and you trying to get yourself a job, and you're denied that job. What are you going to do? You're going to go and find another job. Somebody beat you out for a job. Okay, you're going to find something that's more suitable to you. You're going to find something else. It's like the commercial for life, right? You can be a winner at the game of life, right? The commercial says it all. You know, you have to live your life and keep on getting up, keep on brushing off your knees and go, I'm going to try again. Now, we can't get salty because we lost. This means, okay, I either didn't do something correctly. I need to learn how to do it better. Now I'm trying to be I'm trying to be a little bit more nice to people lately, if you can't tell. So it's like I'm going to start off being brutal. Now I'm going to continue by being honest, and soft. But if you fall down, brush your knees off, get up. Don't put salt in your eye and start crying. Brush your knees off and try again.
Right.
All right.
Bad manners to some people want to win, but don't have the time or energy to put it into the meta. I think a lot of people are used to play with their friends. I think playing online will be similar, but it's not. I thought it's like I don't know if KJ can relate to, but I know I can relate to this. It's like in my play group, I was the best Call of Duty player in my play group. But once I went to the real world and played against other people that are not my play group, I got smashed, hammered, and shown how bad I was as a player. And that happens sometimes. Like then, in the Wild West of Magic, and I say the Wild West, we have our play group, we have certain people who like to play, and I'm trying to train our play group to be a little more aggressive against newer players, like to our group, not newer players in Magic. Because in our group, people like to pub stomp us. And I'm trying to say, hey, I'm trying to make a point saying, hey, we can go against your pub stomp and then actually put you in your place.
Yeah, I think that's a very very healthy thought process, actually, Tortoise. And I actually do live this. Since I hate to bring my condition into this, but since I was diagnosed with cancer, my life has been a complete cancer, the pandemic, my business went under. My life has been a complete series of fails. And you know what? I've been making content out of that fails. I've been sitting here. I've been hanging out with you guys in the morning because I failed. I met some awesome friends. Because I failed, I met Jesse. Now, I might not have a big old following as I had when I was a DJ. I might, and I'm sitting here just sitting back, kicking back, telling people, you're wrong. I constantly telling people you're wrong on this show, and I'm constantly telling people in life that they're wrong, because I'm wrong half the time, and I realized I was wrong, and I lived that section of life. But my telling you you're wrong is not going to help you know that you're wrong. That's just going to be me being salty about my past of being wrong. All right. So, you have to discover your losses yourself, and you have to lose. All right. Now, I'm not saying you should go out there with the intention of winning or losing. You should go out there with the intention of winning every single time. My dad always said, put in 100%. If you're going to put in 90%, you're not doing it right.
Right.
You're not doing it right if you're putting in 90%. You put in 100%. Jesse and I run a show called Procrastinating Across the Ocean, but I ride people. I've been riding Jesse's ass. I'm like, we need to plan this week. We need to plan. Do we have a backup plan? And Jesse's like, I kind of got to deal with life. And I'm like, yeah, so do I. But Jesse understands, and you understand. And when you come out and you try to deal with your life, and you're like, okay, you're either going to deal with it, put 100% in there, or you're going to fail. When you're gaming, it's the same thing. It's practice towards life. Put in 100%. If you put in 90% and you're like holding that board wipe until the last minute, you're dead. You're gone. What are you going to do? You've been holding this wild card in your pocket for the last second.
Right.
The last second came and gone 2 turns ago.
Right. You're right.
If you didn't put in 100%, you didn't put in anything. 90% is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And by the way, I love what MTG Obsession posted about cheaper board wipes.
Yeah.
By the way, I just think that's funny. I love it.
Well, cheap board wipes are fairly cheap in general. Right, like if I can build a good deck, a decent deck around board wipes, because board wipes are like less than $1 to a couple dollars a piece, with the exception of a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So board wipes are just a taper. To me, they even out the playing ground, right? Yeah, I don't know if you're listening when I was talking about how they need to put board wipes into their own categories or what brackets they should be in, KJ.
Yeah,
but I literally think they should do something like that, because you know how many times a board wipe stopped a more aggressive deck from being aggressive towards me and gave me the advantage, because I could stop them with a $2 card, destroying their $20 card, their $15 card, so on and so forth.
Yep.
It's just the nature of the game. I didn't break the rules. They didn't break the rules. Look, a 50-cent counterspell can stop a $20 card from winning the game. You know, money doesn't dictate a game. Money in Magic just tells you how powerful a card is.
Right.
Smart intelligence knows how cheap something simple as a counterspell can stop that card. A board wipe can stop that card. A kill spell can stop that card. You know,
Bad luck can stop the card. No
That
matter
is right.
how good a deck is, there's
Right.
always luck that you are relying on, that the right cards get pulled, that you get given a good starting hand. There's always the chance that your deck goes, you know what? I thought I'd give you a challenge today. I'm giving you all the cards you really don't want and you just can't get going with. Now you try and win.
Right, exactly. You know, there is that whole situation of a lot of people like poker, for example. Now you can't build your own deck; the deck's already built, so you're dealing with luck of the draw. So let's say Jessie has like that incredible hand. You know, she's got that row of flush. You're hoping that she has less than your 2 pair. You know, but Jessie's going to lay out her royal flush and she's going to take your money because Jessie's that good, because she got that good of a hand, not because she's that good, but because she got that good of a hand. The difference between poker, where you kind of have to lie, is you got Magic the Gathering. You know, Magic the Gathering, you have your pre-established deck. Sure, it is shuffled up and you do shuffle it and you do have like a mix and you do have like the luck of your draw from your own deck that you're playing, but you established that deck. You took the time. This is just like content creation. You took the time to create your deck, your show. You took your time to create what you're going to do. You took the time to learn what each of these cards do when you created your deck. Now, you know, that's part of giving 100% over 90%.
Right.
You know, is on top of you building the deck, on top of you taking this stuff. Otherwise, if you don't learn that stuff and you don't learn how it works and operates and how to counter any possibility of how many cards has Magic produced over the years, how many individual cards, not including reprints, has Magic made?
No, over thousands.
Okay,
like over 1,000.
So if you don't know those thousands of cards or the possibilities of those thousands of cards, let's just go to the possibilities, which will cut it down to like 500s. Let's say you have cut it down the possibilities, and then you don't know and you're not able to deal with the maths appropriately for what you're putting out in mana, what you have in hit points and points, depending on what game you're playing, from Magic the Gathering to Dungeons and Dragons. Since I'm not a Magic head, necessarily more of a D&D guy, you know, we got, you know, you kind of look into your hit points, you got to look into your all this other stuff, and you got like all these different factors that you got to look into and make sure that your deck that you built is compatible against any possibility. Now and then you're learning how to play the game. Now if you don't know how to prevent something from happening like a board wipe, or you don't know how to prevent something from happening like Jessie putting out her most OP cards out there, especially when it's going to probably be detrimental to your win. Yeah, she's probably going to win in the first place because she took the time to put 110%. I watched Jessie's Question Chaos with her local TCG, and she's learning those cards before she even builds her deck. And she's even, if you guys want to learn how to play any game, local TCG is Magic the Gathering reskinned. So you want to learn how to play Magic the Gathering better? Go watch her show, because she's telling you how to play these cards.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, watch Tortoise's show later on this evening when Tortoise does his when he does his evening show. He's telling you how to play these cards. Every time Hillbilly is sitting there playing on Arena and he makes an OP move, and you want to know why he's doing that, maybe you should comment in chat and say, why did you place this card? Hillbilly will gladly tell you why he placed that card. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, a loss, you know, when you lose, it just means you haven't gotten there yet. It's not that, you know, you haven't gotten there yet. You haven't put the full 100% in. You haven't learned the cards, and you're not ready to play against that player. You need to find somebody who's at your same level.
Also, what I want to add to this is if you learn from your mistakes, you make a bad move, learn that you made a bad move.
Mm-hmm.
That will improve your game, for the next turn or the next game.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to learn the game is, unfortunately, to fail. Because by failing, you learn what other people can, how they can play the cards, what your flaws in your cards are, what you need in your decks. It's one of the most effective learning methods of failing.
Jesse just said the most important thing. Did you hear that, chat? She said the most important thing on top of learn. But what does she learn? What does she want you to learn? How you failed.
Yeah.
How to wipe your knees off and stand back up and do it again. Jesse just said the most important thing.
That's right. Hold on. I'm waiting on stuff.
Yep.
Oh, I was like, wow, was that so deep that it made Tortoise silent? Wow.
Yeah.
No, because
Jesse said something deep though. That was deep.
Yeah.
It was deep and important.
Yeah, I fail all the time on Arena, but you know what? It don't bother me. It just makes me better. Because they release new cards and they release them like crazy here lately. And I just want to play those new cards and I will fail, but I'm also learning the new cards. What works and what don't work with the new cards.
Right. Because one thing Feldy just influenced the channel a bit. He's put in this hashtag fell forward. So I made this command for it. So losing is just winning slower. When you fall, you get up again. Winning is not giving up, but working on getting better. And that's a true fact. A lot of people are so filled with instant gratification today. They think their deck sucks or life sucks when they just instantly lose. Instead of getting up and trying again and getting better at their craft, people think if they win or lose, that tells them right there that's their luck in the game.
Exactly.
But seriously, you got to get up. You got to be persevere. You got to do better. And that's why people need to play those land destruction spells, those board wipes and stuff. You need to be able to conquer those mishaps that you go through, and be better at your deck crafting, your play skills, and all that.
And also remember the analogy of life, because you're going to be taking these skills out of the game and into your regular everyday thing. Well, I know we have younger viewers. Now we might be a bunch of old guys out here, and then Jesse being the youngin', but in a sense. But no, I mean, no, but we got younger people out there, and they're watching us, and they're watching how we react. And, I know I get harsh, and I know that I say things in a harsh way. But they need to see the way Tortoise reacts, how Hillbilly reacts, how I react, and how Hellwheeler reacts, and how you react. And when it comes down to playing the game, they watch us get back up and go, you know what? Good game. GG's, and, what was the one thing that we were taught in baseball when we went to T-ball? After we lost the game, we still walked in single file line, giving high fives to the other team. Good game, good game, good game, good game. You suck. Good game, good game, good game. I don't like you. Good game, good game. We go through. Remember when we were taught how to be good sportsmen. We were taught how to do this stuff, and these are analogies to after the game's over as well as the game itself. We're not talking about Magic the Gathering today. It looks like we're talking about Magic the Gathering. MTG, playing to win a game of MTG Commander. You are the commander in life. And the game of MTG is life. Playing the game itself is just practice to how you go out and live your life.
No, that's right. Like if you can have a competitive cutthroat game of Magic, I'm not saying every game is going to be cutthroat and competitive, but if you can have a competitive cutthroat game, lose, then get up from the table and have a good day, you're doing it right. And with that, my friends, we got to get to the dreaded time where we press this button.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG 3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we game. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG 3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Whoa. Check it out, everybody. We got to the shill section, the thrill section, everybody. We're at the section where we got to start closing down the show. I want to thank you all for being here and enjoying the conversation and engaging in the conversation, answering the questions, and going through the mishaps we had today. You guys rock. You guys rule. We all make the show good. But we need to start getting to that shill. And with that shill, we're going to start with Hellwheeler. What's up?
Hey, it's a Monday. So, KJ and I will be heading off into the realm of Procrasticraft later. And we will see. I know KJ was on there last night, so we'll see what he got up to.
Oh, I didn't get much done.
Well, we'll see what other people on the server may have got up to. And we'll probably have a little wander or sort some stuff out. Who knows? It's Procrasticraft. You can never tell what happens. You can never tell who's going to be dropping into the realm either. So come along, check it out tonight. And we'll have some fun.
Check it out. Check it out. Everybody come to the Minecraft server. Everybody gonna be a little bit curver. We're gonna play some Minecraft and dig deeper, get some diamonds, and everybody's gonna be a creeper. Gonna explode. Gonna check out Hellwheeler, and she goes load. And you're gonna go, what? Tortoise trying to rhyme and rap like a chode? I don't know. He's just weird. Anyways, kjcowboydan.
kjcowboydan, the only head that's still not dead. I live in a jar, but by not far. I have no clue on what I'm saying. I don't know anything about rapping, and I definitely have a bad Christmas when it comes down to keeping a secret because I can't rap. Even then, see what I did there? I can use other words that mean the same things, but I can't rhyme. So, as Jesse said, it is Minecraft Monday, and no, I didn't do anything other than relocate sheep last night. I was having a major panic attack, as you guys know. I've been having some issues with my gear, and not the mic itself, but the mic stand. So I had to pull out this horrible mic I'm using today, which has been muting itself during the entire show and whatever. Feel free to support me on the Ko-Fi. I threw it in the chat earlier. I'll throw it up in the chat right during the credits as well. I do appreciate you guys being there. I do also hope that I've been trying to be a kinder, gentler Cowboy Dan in the morning. So it's like I start off a little harsh, but then I'm trying to end my thoughts a little nicer. So if you guys don't mind, I'd like a little input. Feel free to send me some information on Discord. And I'm trying not to be as harsh towards you guys, or even just anybody. So please communicate with me via Discord. I'd like that. Also, when it comes down to procrastinating across the oceans, this Wednesday, we're going to have Draven, our friend that we had over here on the morning show. He's going to be joining us this Wednesday on our show. And we got a spooky show planned. It's going to be fun. It's going to be spooky. We're going to be talking about some spooky stuff. July 2nd is my birthday show. Now, we're still waiting for people who have not confirmed their appearance on the show. We have 3 people who are going to either send in a video or can't guarantee when I'm going to show up. So we might end up having to cancel my birthday, and because I'm still we'll see what we can do. It is too soon. If you're not going to make it and I don't hear by 5 o'clock this evening, we're probably canceling my birthday party.
Well, let's hope that doesn't have to happen.
And I really don't want to cancel my birthday party yet. Once again, I know you guys have 4th of July activities, and it's on the 2nd of July. I'm not asking you to spend money, and it's not a sub-only event. I'm just asking for you guys to come in, take 3 minutes out of your time, and make fun of me.
Which should be easy. By the way,
make fun of me. It's a roast. My birthday is going to be a roast. I want you guys to make fun of me. 3 minutes. That's all I ask from anybody who's a content creator anywhere in the circle. We don't even have to have collabed in the past. You just have to know who I am based off of what you've seen. So please, if you want to send in a video or you want to be live for even the entire show or 3 minutes, please contact myself or Jesse. This is kind of like a plea for help. I kind of need you guys. You know, I mean, you guys are my friends out there, whether or not we've collabed in the past or we're getting ready to collab. I would really greatly appreciate you to be there if you can.
Right. Hell yeah. Let's get there. Let's get there, everybody. Let's support KJ in his burning, right? We're going to roast him so hard that even the meat will be crispy when we're done roasting him.
Yeah. So yeah, please send me a verification before the podcast tonight. With just not tonight. Before the podcast, 5 o'clock Wednesday. So before 5 o'clock Wednesday, if I don't have verification, my birthday party will be canceled.
Yeah. So get those verifications. RSVP right now.
Yeah.
And thinking of RSVPing, hiding someone's face from the camera, we got Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. 2 o'clock this afternoon, I will be doing another arena stream. Trying to get the daily done. This morning, I was going against removal, and removal. And boy, is that removal out there now on arena. But I will be getting that done. Plus, I'm going to try to brew up a new deck for this afternoon to showcase. And that's going to be at 2 o'clock. And that's all I got for today.
Whoa. That's all you got for today. Here we go. For the 100th time, Haggerty pins in every line. Throw them up, lights up and shine. Going out of my flipping mind. That's right. If you know that song, you're old. Not as old as me, but at least if you were born that year, you're about 10 years old now. But anyways, seriously, tonight we're going to have fun. We're going to do something fun tonight. We're probably going to try to put something together for a live stream. Cool. Might catch up. Might do a deck tech. Who knows? Might upgrade a deck. You saw the spicy cards I opened up last night.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, and like this video. Hit that subscribe button so you're part of the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you are notified when I go live. You guys rock. You guys rule. You guys make this channel what it is, and you are important to your hobby. That's why I have it down below my name. That's why I say that. Because you are. But anyways, I want to remind everybody that you're awesome and amazing, that you're loved, someone's thinking about you, and if you can, stay and do something positive for someone else, you might be the change in need. Thank you, channel members, for making this channel financially viable and keeping the lights going on here. Thank you, subscribers, for keeping us going and growing, because you make this channel grow amazingly. And everybody else, you rock, you rule. Join the creep. That's what you're supposed to do. And hey, rock on. Let's get to that sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes.